Very rude. Let's see. I had another idea too. Let's see. Oh,
Can you hear me better?
Nope.
no, you're still very quiet.
Hold on.
Just scream as loudly as you can.
Yeah. Yeah, keep screaming and we'll let you know when it's when we can hear you.
That's who Sigma Freud is.
Oh yeah, that's your Sigma. Dude, you know, it's crazy because I came up with that name and now Eric has like ridden its coattails to like
What? I came up
success.
with that. Hello?
No, you didn't.
Revisionist
Wait,
history.
I literally came up with that.
It's so crazy. Wait, really?
Hello? Yeah. Huh?
Really? That's so
Is my
crazy.
mic better at all?
No, you still are really quiet. I don't know why.
Oh no. Oh no.
What's changed? You were so beautiful and boisterous just a month ago.
Something has changed within me.
My
Oh
boisterous
my
baby
god,
boy.
dude,
Something not the same.
you're not the same.
He's not the same. He's changed.
Yeah, dude. My man, after watching Wicked one time,
Huh.
it's actually so funny how big the hype around Wicked has been.
Did this
Yeah,
change
I
anything?
was not expecting that.
Slightly. I mean, I can also just increase your sound. Let me see if I can
He
balance
could
it.
have been
Okay.
in the vicinity of notable pod friend Julie.
Notable pod friend. I mean, she's been on the pod and she was like, yeah, just you know. So I feel like, do we use her name in that? I'm pretty sure we did.
I think
Probably. I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I feel like everyone who's been on the pod has been like, yeah, it's chill. I don't. They're like, it's cute that you think like to care about like using names and whatnot, but like let's be real, it doesn't really matter. I'm like, yeah, it's like not, you know, what are they gonna find out? you know, like what are they gonna learn? Oh my goodness, this.
When will you learn?
Wait, so is my voice just fucked?
Maybe
guys-
you could be starting your computer.
You
See if
guys
that
don't
does
have
anything?
identifiable first names. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I do.
That is true. But
No.
when
What if we're literally talking to the CEO of the shoe brand?
Of the shoe
Mr.
brand.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is actually
Mr. Teva himself.
yeah, that's actually a pseudonym. Yeah.
Teva Shoe.
John
Shoe.
Teva.
Yeah.
The Smiths.
Yeah, I'm John Teva Smith.
I see there are some rules.
Oh,
No
let's.
politically charged topics.
Oh, dude, this is because apparently every episode Luke is like, why do I have to steer you guys away from like right-wing talking points? And we're like, do we really do that?
Podcast experience, dude.
It's just the podcast experience. It is. I think the shit is just broke, Lamau. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh no.
Hear me at all if I talk? Like, is this
We can
discernible?
hear you. You're just incredibly quiet, and the quality isn't as good. Like we can make it work if that's all you got. Like your microphone just bork itself.
Yeah, I don't know if it's worth it to even record if my quality's this bad.
I mean, I don't think
Which
you're
is-
that bad. Like, say something to me. Talk to me.
Hello, Teva.
I mean,
It's-
we can hear you. It's fine.
Did you restart your computer yet?
Yeah, I did.
Huh.
I'll just tune
Dude,
everything.
I've had this mic for 10 years now. I think it was time for it to
It probably was time. I mean,
Time
it
to
happened.
go.
I think.
Let me try a different USB port. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Try a different
Might
USB
actually fix
port.
it.
It totally could be the USB port. Yeah.
Like, this might be too advanced, but technically, Luke could record his own voice and then send you the audio file later.
Oh my god.
So you could adjust
Would be kinda badass.
adjust the
That's-
volume.
Anything?
What, dude? You're so nasty. What'd you say, Luke?
Okay, it didn't change anything.
I
No,
don't think it
it
changed
did not.
anything.
I think it's just the mic because I tested my own audio, like in
Yeah.
the Discord playback, and it was also
Scuffed.
super
Yeah.
quiet.
Yeah, it's probably just the mic. I mean, I don't know. Personally, I'm of the opinion that like I can just try and balance it best I can, and we just like kind of like
Do I
it.
take this call from my AirPods?
You could try. It might be better, dude.
Okay, please hold.
That's
Yeah.
so tragic.
Dude, I don't know. I feel like sometimes it's just I've taken book club calls on my AirPods. I think it's fine.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I don't know. It definitely sounds like you're on your AirPods.
Okay. Well, also my AirPods are half charged, so
So
that
they
might
might.
also be a problem.
Okay.
I'm going to use one and charge the other, and then if things go wrong, I will switch halfway through.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I think the scuff is fine. Like, our audio quality is like, it is what it is, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
Have I
What else could it be?
yeah, have I have I told you that I'm Iwi pilled?
What the fuck does
What?
that mean?
Iwi, it
Oh my
is what
God.
it is.
Okay.
And,
I hate
I hate that. Thank you.
I get it.
and speaking of what it is, we have a special guest today. Straight from the
Horse's mouth.
horse's mouth, known as the Bay Area. Kazu. Hello.
It's true. Hello, hello.
Hello. You're
I'm here.
you're you know, I'd say you're a good friend of mine. We go way back to, I'd say middle school.
It was middle school, but
Yeah.
really, it could have been the womb.
It could have been the womb.
Ooh.
It definitely wasn't. Let's just clarify. It definitely was not, but it could have been. It could have been.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah, it's really funny. My first impression of Kazu, I never talked with him, but I knew who he was because we had mutual friends, and we would just wave hello to each other and then say nothing, like consistently in middle school. And so I had him nicknamed as like Kazu, aka Senior Hello, because that was all he would say to me.
As many lasting male friendships begin.
It was really
do.
like
Just
peak,
waving at each other for a year.
yeah, it was really peak male friendship. It was the classic bit. It's like, yeah, we still don't talk sometimes, you know? It's
It's like, who is that guy? Oh, I just wave at him. I
Yeah.
have no clue what he does or
I
who
don't know.
he is.
You look nice. You look nice. You were like so friendly. I don't know.
It's funny because the friends I was like our mutual friends in middle school
Yeah.
did not introduce me to you.
Yeah. No,
They were
not
just
at
like,
all.
this is just this guy, and
It's
I'm
just
like,
this
okay,
guy.
I can clearly see you guys hang out together, so
Yeah.
I'll wave hello.
You're like, oh, these are the friends of people I know, or my friends.
There is no attempt at like bridging that connection.
No, it wasn't until I was in because we're a year apart. So I was in 10th grade and you were in 9th grade. And we just conveniently we ended school at the same time, and so we would just walk home together. And it was like, who's this guy? Oh, I know this guy. I've talked with him. I've waved hello at him before. But yeah, that was the start of our beautiful budding friendship. And now here you are as the self-proclaimed number 2 fan of
Yes.
the We Should
This
Hang
is
Out More
true.
podcast. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to take that title from Julie, although I don't know where she's been at. I feel like she's been slacking recently.
I
So
think,
haven't seen her in the comments at all.
yeah,
No.
it's like she doesn't love us
Right.
anymore.
I didn't want to blow her up like that. But,
Yeah. Yeah,
I might be the number 2 fan of the Teva and Friends
that's
podcast,
true.
but I might be the number 1 fan of the We Should Hang Out
You're
More
so
podcast.
right. After
I like
losing
it.
half our audience from the rebranding, as rebrandings usually go, you've risen to number 1. Yeah. Well, it's good to have you, and it's funny that you're here at this point because we recently released another episode. Who knows when we'll upload this? But I just want to say that my advertising worked.
What advertising are we talking about?
At the end of the last podcast, I was like, now's a great time to get into Magic. Foundations is out. It's a great set to like learn the game, test your fundamentals. And Kazu is an avid core set Magic player. He loves the core sets. And so he literally sends me a message that or he sends a message in one of our other Discord channels where he's like, dude, why did no one tell me a core set came out? I literally learned it from Teva's podcast.
You guys have no idea how sad I was when they discontinued the core sets, because that was my money maker on MTGA.
Yeah, on Arena.
You know what? That does actually make sense.
He would,
Like,
yeah.
have you been actively playing MTGA at all?
No, I haven't played in years.
They haven't
Ever-
printed core sets in years.
Right, I should pay attention. My bad.
No, yeah. It's just you're doing the math. It's simple. Yeah, I remember. We would all get in a Discord call. We would stream core set drafts, and Kazu would just like profit money on Arena and then lose it all once a normal set came through. But
Literally, I quit MTGA because I went bankrupt in
Yeah.
MTGA.
Mm.
he was
They-
the
they-
free to play experience.
They
He's
rele-
just got the fundamentals, man.
Yeah.
they released the set with Luris and like
Oh,
the companions, and I just went like ballistic. I like died every single game.
Kazu is just like, I cannot understand this format. Where are my fundamentals? How do I play like a blue-black control deck? In
Why do I
limited?
have a command zone? Like this
Yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
make sense to me.
Yeah. It was so funny. Yeah. So that's, I just wanted to say if nothing else, the Magic episode, it touched one person.
mm.
It did
and
numbers.
that's all we can.
And that's
all,
all
that's
we
all we
can-
can really hope for. You
That's
know,
all we can hope for in life sometimes.
the hearts and the minds of the people, one at a time.
Literally one at a time.
I
Also-
wonder whose heart and mind we're gonna get this at.
Ooh, true. We'll
Ooh.
see. But another thing that we talked about at the start of last ep was this video game book club I'm in. So
Yep.
Kazu is, I would say, the founding father of this book club. Certainly he is the
Oh, Mr. Book Club himself.
Mr. Book Club
I'm
himself.
honored.
Yeah.
Oh.
Please do not call me daddy.
Are you the George Washington or the Ben Franklin of this situation?
Oh,
Or perhaps the Tesla even.
my the Tesla.
Nikola
Tesla
was
himself.
not-
he turned
Oh.
Father of America.
He turned on the lights of Video Game Book Club, and they haven't gone off since. But yeah, I would say Kaz is one of the primary founders, and he's certainly the executive general manager of Video Game Book Club currently.
I would, not to get political, I would call myself the Generalissimo.
Oh, wow.
wait,
So
I-
cool.
dude. Okay, Luke, you're the history major. Can you translate what that?
European history is not my forte, to be honest.
Oh my god! Can you put this in piracy terms for Luke to understand?
Wait, hold on. Oh, okay,
Holding?
okay. I see.
Oh.
Oh,
Got him, boys.
That's just a rank.
oh,
It's like commander in chief.
okay,
Kind of.
okay. Damn,
Yeah.
so political.
But when I searched it up, the people who came up were Chiang Kai-shek and Stalin.
oh, oh,
Good. Perfect.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
A well-read
Love that,
man. Love that. But yeah, so I thought it was curious because I started last episode talking about how we were playing High on Life. I'm curious what your thoughts were on that discourse where Luke slowly
Wore you down.
wore me down to giving High on Life a 5. I didn't give it a 4. I gave it a 5.
Should have been a 4.
It should have been a
I
4.
did hear that, and I could hear the rank change in real time, which was wild. But I
It-
guess that's the point of like
Yeah.
expressing your ideas to your closest
Yeah.
friends.
Exactly. I was like, wow, this man is making so many good points about how I just can't say anything positive about this game.
What was it? One of you said like if the best thing you can say about the game is like, oh, the graphic style is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not clear if you truly like the game.
I didn't like the
I
game.
I think it was pretty clear that someone did not like the game. I guess that was that.
I think it's so funny because I clearly didn't, but I also roasted Luke for being like a 5 to 10 scale rater instead of a 1 to 10 scale rater. And then I'm like, damn, I'm just the same.
Teva, genuinely, that conversation made me think, made me really reflect.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll engage with something and then I won't finish it
Yeah.
because I don't like it. And it made me decide that no matter what, I should try to get through
Well,
games or movies
I-
or books that I hate, just so that I can say I finished it and it's a 1.
I feel like I made your life worse through that conversation then.
You made my life worse, but you made my moral ground stronger.
Yeah,
And
that's
all I can
true.
really
You're so
ask
right.
for.
Yeah, did I told you about the story about how I wanted to rate the game and wasn't allowed to, or did I not tell that story?
I feel that sounds kind of familiar. Can you refresh
This
my
is
memory?
like this is video game book club lore. So the first game we played, and Kazu knows this, the first game we played on video game book club was called Sleeping Dogs, which is like a GTA like
Oh,
it was released like 10 years ago. I might have told you this off pod, as we do,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
we were so cool and hang out so much. But like I played. Let me check my Steam library. Holding. It's in my video game book club. I played 80 minutes, 81 minutes of this game, and was like, it's a 5. But
Ooh.
I also watched a Let's Play to try and follow along, because this was the first thing we were playing on Video Game Book Club, so I wanted to engage with it. So I watched a Let's Play, watched this guy called the Rad Brad, if anyone watched Let's Plays when they were in freaking high school. Yeah, that's right. I watched a Let's Play by the Rad Brad, posted 10 years ago, of him just loving the game and enjoying it. He's like, oh man, I just really love this game. I'm so glad they still make games like this, blah, blah, blah. He was having a grand old time. I was like, this game kind of sucks.
The Rad
also.
he's the guy you watch when you don't have the lunch money for a video game.
Yeah, exactly.
He'll play
yeah.
everything.
He'll play everything. And he's
Okay.
so cheery and positive.
It's. I'm glad you say he's positive because I'm about to shit all over this man.
Oh, no.
Why is he so bad at video games?
Oh.
Why is he so objectively bad at playing video
Dude,
games?
it
I
is-
don't understand.
It is hard to play a video game and do funny commentary at the same time. That is my defense. Like, I get this because anytime I watch like a streamer play a game, if they're worse than me, I'm like, this is unwatchable. Like, why are they making these decisions? This is so awful.
No,
And it's like it's hard to do both. I get it.
I get it, but there's also blatantly missing literally everything. That's
fair. But it's actually tactical because it's rage bait and engagement bait, and so you do better.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
clearly we're talking about it, so it's
Exactly.
working.
Well, he was better than me at this game, so it worked out, and I could watch it. But I watched it, and then I wanted to give this game a 5 in Video Game Book Club, and this was the first meeting, like the first actual book club.
Inaugural rating.
Yes, the inaugural rating session, and so
Hmm.
there was a bit of there was a bill on the floor, and we didn't know what to do because some people were like, "No, Teva, you didn't finish the game. You shouldn't rate it." And I was like, I watched a Let's Play of it. I played 80 minutes, enough to know how I feel about it. I should be able to rate it. And the end result was we compromised and said, we'll give Teva a did not finish. We won't. I don't know if this is a compromise. I just conceded. We're not going to let him rate the game. It's fine. This is just going to be book club standard. If you don't finish the game, don't see credits, you're not going to give it a rating. And it's like, fine. I can allow it. I can agree with it. I won't fight it. But everyone gave the game like a 6 or a 7. The average rating is like a 6.8, and I wanted to give it a 5. Like, it's not that different. But certain people in the committee were like, that's not right. That's not fair. You didn't play through the game. It's like, do you need to finish a movie to know how you feel about the movie? Do you know?
Yeah, you kind of.
No.
I'll say yes for that one.
Oh.
Thank
Fair enough.
you. You guys can join the council.
Yeah, you guys have.
I will say, do you think, Teva, watching that guy's gameplay
Yeah.
made your opinion of the game even worse?
No, I don't think. I think it's just like the story and because I already didn't like the gameplay because it's one of those games where it's a GTA, like you drive around. One, I hate driving in most video games if it's not like a racing game. It's like just the most undesirable thing for me to do. Like one of my complaints was like, I want fast travel, and apparently there was fast travel in the game. It was just much later. You had to like unlock
Or
certain
maybe
features.
like an hour away from fast travel.
Yeah, much later in the game, like 20% of the way. But yeah, I don't think so. I think I just thought the story was mid. I thought the combat was mid. I thought it was like, if I want a combat game, I'll play a combat game. If I want an exploration game, I'll play an exploration game. Like mixing the two into one was like not that enjoyable for me.
Did you like Breath of the Wild?
I never finished Breath of the Wild.
Okay.
What rating would you give it?
Breath of the Wild? Honestly, that's
I'll
one
stop
where I
right there,
don't.
Tubby. You can't rate this game. You
No,
haven't
no,
finished it.
no. I don't want to rate this game. I didn't play enough Breath of the Wild to form an opinion.
Okay,
I,
fair.
like I I died to like what those castle crawler things that like are near Ganondorf's castle or whatever. I died to one of those like 6 times and I was like, you know what? Maybe not the game for me. But it's like that's a skill issue. Like I can accept that's a skill issue. I think in Sleeping
Tevin, you
Dogs,
said...
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I could beat the game in combat just fine. It just wasn't fun.
You said you had 81 minutes in Sleeping Dogs?
I do.
Well, I've got a little bit of bad news for you.
Oh no, not more bad news.
I'm nearing 3 hours into Ori and the Blind Forest.
Dude, you made it. I thought you were gonna hit me with the like, yeah, I'm 25 hours in. 3 hours? It's like you're not even playing the game, man.
Yeah, no, I haven't played the game since
That
the
was
last
a
time we
lot.
talked.
Wait,
Yeah,
this is
but,
good news.
Well, it's. I mean, I wouldn't say it's good news because if you couldn't last 81 minutes or 82 minutes in Sleeping Dogs, I don't know if you're gonna last 3 hours in Minecraft.
Dude, honestly, you're right. Those will be like the hardest 3 hours of my day.
You know, Eric, were you there for this revelation Teva and I had?
Oh,
About-
this was such a funny conversation.
So when I got Teva Minecraft for Christmas, I got it because, you know, I really like Minecraft.
Yeah.
I had a great time with Minecraft in high school. I thought Teva, you know, as a game, thought maybe Teva would enjoy this thing that I enjoyed. So when Teva gifted me Ori and the Blind Forest, I thought it was a beloved game that Teva had completed and played
I'm
and
gonna
loved.
I'm gonna stop you right there. I gifted you Ori and the Blind Forest first.
Okay.
I gifted it to you like multiple years before you gifted me Minecraft.
I would say maybe a year tops.
Multiple
before.
years.
I don't know about that.
What'd you say, Kazu?
Oh, we're like negotiating the history.
We're negotiating history. Well, compromise. 1.5 years. Anyway. Yes.
But well, I thought you were gonna drop another bombshell there.
No. What's the other bombshell?
Well,
You
know,
tell me.
I thought Ori and the Blind Forest was a game that Teva was recommending from his heart of hearts as a game that he had played and loved. But recently I learned Teva has never played Ori and the Blind Forest,
Dude,
nor was it on my Steam wish list.
Okay. See, if it was on your Steam wish list, you would have been expecting it. Like, what would be the point of that? God, okay. This was like, I gifted you this game in like freshman year of college. Like, I had barely known you. I had like never really given gifts to people growing up. So it was like, you were like one of my first, Luke. You were the experiment that failed, where I wanted to give you a gift that like you weren't gonna get for yourself. For good reason, obviously, because you don't want to play this game. But I was like, this game looks good. It's like critically acclaimed. It has good reviews. I had no idea what kinds of games you played other than Team Fortress 2. And I was like, this looks like something Luke might enjoy. And it's pretty. The graphics are good. Like,
I will hold off on my review of the game until I'm actually done. But
okay, wow.
I totally misunderstood Teva's motivation for giving me this game. I thought it was a completely different reason, which is why I felt so terrible and guilty about having never played it.
It was so funny because when I came back for Thanksgiving, Luke was like, "Oh, Teva, I've got bad news for you." And I'm like, "Oh no, what's the bad news?" And he's like, "I don't like Ori and the Blind Forest." And I was just like, "Okay. That's fine."
I had talked about this with other people beforehand, and I was like, I don't know if I have the heart to tell Teva that I don't enjoy this game that he gifted to me because he loves it so much.
It's like just such a mismatch of like ideas. Like Luke is like, oh, he's so emotionally invested, he's gonna be so sad. And on my end, I'm like, please don't play this game. Please don't play this game. I don't want to play Minecraft. So yeah, maybe if we make it the game for Video Game Book Club, I'll play it. But otherwise, I don't.
I would say just don't play it.
I highly doubt
You're
that.
fine not playing it.
Yeah.
Oh, what if it is one of your favorite games and you just don't know it yet, Teva?
You're right. It's really at hour 10 where it hits, you know?
Yeah.
It's
so
like a
kinda
classic
breaking into it.
JRPG. You gotta get to hour 10. You gotta get to game 4 before it starts, like, really hitting.
All about that commitment.
Yeah.
I'll
How-
say
yeah.
one last video game book club tie-in
Yeah.
is that Teva, because we gave him the DNF for the first
Yes.
game, it's solidified in video game book club history.
Yes, it is now the law of the land, and I'm okay with that.
Anytime someone DNFs, we call it pulling a Teva.
You do not call
Ooh.
it. You literally just made that up. I've never. This has never been in the meeting. In fact, you know what we say in book club meeting? We're like, everyone gets their one. You know. Sometimes you
also
just don't
true.
finish the book. Everyone
That's
gets
also
their
true.
one. I started saying that because I did it first, but like everyone's been saying it. You know, you get your one. Some people have gotten there too. You know, it happens. But
Someone's
yeah.
racking up record numbers of
Yeah.
did not finishes.
Yeah, literally. You know, in fact, we're meeting the committee is meeting tonight to discuss our most recent game. So
Ooh.
yeah, we played Momodora, Reverie Under the Moonlight.
Sounds
there
like
was
a
cat.
Riley recommendation.
Dude, how'd you know? How did you freaking know?
know?
You just pegged it.
This game has a Japanese sounding title with
I can't
a
believe you
colon
just
in it.
pegged him.
It damn.
You didn't need to see any gameplay to know. You just
He-
from the name.
You
No,
actually
I have a soul read on Riley. He just doesn't know it.
You did.
Dude,
You
you're
profiled
fishing
him?
so hard.
Yeah.
Get profiled, nerd.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Do you know where you stand on this game, Kazu?
I'm not finished.
Oh, okay. So you got work to do after this meeting.
I do,
You're-
and it
Yeah.
stems from a little bit of a perfectionist tendency. Where I get hit on some of these bosses, and I'm like, no, gotta restart. I could have dodged. I could have dodged.
Oh my goodness, you're so funny because, and we'll talk about this more at the meeting. But I was like, you know, this game is a Metroidvania for those who are in the know. It basically, you know, kind of like think, I don't know of a good example off the top of my head. Other than
Metroid
like
or
Metroid,
Castlevania.
Castlevania,
Mega Man
yes,
even.
yes, thank you, the title. But you basically like are fighting bosses, running around a map, whatever. So I thought for a Metroidvania, it was actually pretty easy. Like I thought it was a good intro to the genre for people. Like it teaches a lot of the fundamentals, which you know we love testing our fundamentals here. So
Mhm.
you know.
It's true.
yeah. So well, I hope you enjoy. You're basically pulling a me from last time, where it's like day of, and I'm like, I gotta finish this.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
What were you saying? You were like, I gotta clock it.
Yeah, I'm clocking. I was not clocking in with this game. Like it was short and sweet, and I enjoyed it, and it didn't feel like, oh, God, do I really have to do this? Like it was enjoyable, you know.
Mm.
It was
So
solid
you're
game.
giving it a 6.
So I'm giving it a 6, and looks like really. I think that it sounds like you're saying nothing but good things. It should really be a 7, and I'm like, I don't know if it was that good, you know.
This is like the video game book club pre-show.
But yeah, it kind of is.
How it is.
You guys are actually just my sounding board for how I feel, but I can't discuss it as much because now Kazu's here, and I don't want to spoil the meeting for him, right? Like I can't.
This is true.
You can't do
Yeah,
that. You can't
yeah.
do that.
You guys are.
You have to do that in private.
Yeah, guys, is it toxic to have your therapy sessions be on your podcast? Like to use your podcast as a therapy space?
I would never.
Is that kosher? Are we cool with that?
I don't want to say toxic, but maybe problematic.
Yeah, problematic. It's not a gold star, you know.
No,
It's
not
not
at
2
all.
thumbs up. You know, it's another funny thing though is having Kazu here. You know, I'm actually not the person who sees Kazu the most back in the Bay.
Yeah. Speaking of clocking in,
Clocking in, yeah. You know how many times in the past 3 months I have seen photos of Eric and Kazu together? Like at least 3
It's-
times.
At least 3 times at this point.
Yeah.
I know it's been 4 total.
Which-
I think.
Which is
But I can't
like
do math.
more than I would expect because like, you know, it's just like, you know, we're not in the same like friend group necessarily, like they don't normally interact, but they're just always happen to be in the same place.
And it keeps consistently happening. Like
I would say
happening.
it's
And
also-
it's genuinely insane to me.
it's also different places.
Yes, that's the crazy part. It is not like always the same place. So for context, like Eric and Kazu, they work like in general for the same company in the same general area. So they might see each other at work, right? That was already surprising because I didn't like put 2 and 2 together because, you know, I just didn't think about it. So I was already surprised when I see photos of like Eric being like, look, it's Kazu, or Kazu being like, look, it's Eric. And I was like, whoa, that's wild. But then they started seeing each other like in the wild, just
Yeah.
in nature.
Completely unprompted. And the most recent thing, and seeing it around work is like one thing. Sometimes it just happens, right? Especially when you live in an area, like it's kind of a small world, and that's kind of understandable. The thing that's kind of wild is that recently there was a tea festival, and I'm someone who really enjoys tea. Anyone who knows me probably already knows that at this point.
We could post
and
like a setup of your tea station, because your tea
Oh, yeah,
station is like so impressive.
I haven't even taken an updated picture. It
Yeah.
is much expensive than it was before.
Yeah.
But my friends and I, we decided to go to the tea festival because I have some other friends who are also super into it. So we were having a great time. We went over there. Decent crowd of people, but there was a lot of great vendors and whatnot. And it was just really nice being able to talk to a lot of them, just kind of see where they came from, and like what they were doing and what they were about. It was great. Yeah, we got to drink tea the whole way through because there was tea samples, at every vendor. And as we're kind of sauntering our way through the crowd, checking out different vendors, we're like, this line is way too long. Let's just move on and maybe hit it up afterwards. As we're kind of checking out different smaller vendors on the side, I see a familiar face pop up, but it's at the same time not that familiar. It's a face that I'm like, I know this person. I haven't seen them that many times, and I realize it's Kazu. But it's not just by the fact that he was in the crowd just, drinking tea. No, he was behind the table. He was actually tabling for one of his friends who actually has their own tea shop. And I just give him this look of like, ain't no fucking way.
Dude, I saw Eric, or actually no, he like looks at me. I'm like, why is this person looking at me? And then he like says my name. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah, exactly.
And for context too, it's like, Kazu was telling me about this tea ceremony. It's like a busy event. Like your table was like very busy, and so you were very much like in the zone, like helping customers, talking to people. Like you were not like just lollygagging. So your focus was very much on people like being just regular general customers and going through that. And so out of nowhere, like having not even like the friends you were maybe expecting to show up at your stall show up is like just like very taking you out of the zone, right?
Exactly. So I had told a couple of people I would be vending for this event. One of those people was not Eric, and when I saw him, I'm like, has Eric ever told me anything tea related or about tea? Because I feel like at this point I've seen him around enough to maybe like suss out
To know,
that interest. No, it's a new thing. I learned something new that day.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
really funny because I just get a photo at like 3 p.m. or something on the day with Eric just like selfie with Kazu, and I'm like, what's and no context too. You definitely sent me this text with like literally no context, and I'm like, like, was this today? What happened? Was this at work? Like what? It's like a weekend, I think. Like what's going on? And he's like, no, this is happening right now. And I'm like, what? Why? What? Give me some context, man.
I'll give you some context, and it's even crazier because like I've got like a little bit of makeup done. I've got like a nice shirt on,
Yeah, you're looking
which
good in this
normally
photo.
never happens.
Yeah. Oh, you
And
got
it's
you had
because-
makeup on?
Yeah, I'm customer facing.
You
look
look
good.
good, man. You look good.
Homie looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta sell product, man. You gotta keep it moving.
That's true. That's
At
true.
this point, you are the product.
Yeah. Dude, I see a person dressed like that selling tea. I'm like, dude, I don't even want the tea. Tell me about yourself.
Give me the tea.
Yeah, give me the tea. Yeah. You're so
That's
right.
probably why you didn't recognize me at initial plan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fair.
it's genuinely so wild. But it was really fun. It was genuinely fantastic. Just to be like, oh shit, what's up, dude? Yeah, it was,
Yeah,
it
and
was
now-
very, very impressive.
We can drink tea outside of the event, man.
Dude, I would love that.
Let's
Dude.
set it up.
Dude, I don't know if I'm leaking here, but I know Kazu sometimes does like tea time. There's like a group one event where he like invites people to have tea. I think it's something you might enjoy, Eric. If you're a tea person, or you guys could just have like a tea date. You guys could just go and get tea at like a tea shop, or you could exchange teas, whatever. I don't know. I feel like I'm setting two friends up on a date, like
You
without
are.
their consent. But like,
Remember that conversation? Would you ever want to be set up with
Yeah,
someone?
I remember that was our
We were
first
putting it into practice.
our question and answer episode, and Luke was a staunch no, and Eric and I were like, I mean, I trust my friends, sure, I'd try it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean, and I don't know. I do run into a lot of coincidences, especially around at work. That was still just way too much. I was not ready for that whatsoever.
Yeah. I feel like this all goes back to Eric just being the most. I feel like you're just an extrovert in denial.
Maybe
Like,
it could be that case.
like I feel like every time I ask you, you're like, no, I'm an introvert. I'm an introvert. But every time you see a person, you're like, hey, how's it going? You know, oh, tell me about yourself. Oh, I wouldn't want to be rude. I should ask them about their day. Like,
I mean, it's when we're it's a tricky thing. It's tricky. It's
I don't
not
know.
always clear.
yeah, that's fair. I get that. But I've definitely seen coworkers, and like I do the awkward thing where like sometimes I'm like, I don't want to talk to them right now. And so I'll like walk the other direction, hoping they don't see me. I'm like, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready for this social interaction, man.
You know where this stems from?
Where?
Middle school, when you just waved at people.
Dude, you're
Can we
right.
pull that right now?
It
I
goes
never-
all the way back, Teva.
I never developed the social skills. Unlike Eric, who would actually have conversations with people. I just waved and went on with my day.
I mean, did you ever at one point when you're younger be
No.
like, you know,
Did I ever
Yeah.
what? Did I ever what?
don't worry about it.
All right.
Do not worry. No, I think a really big part of it again is just like I mentioned this before. Part of it is because I hate awkward silences.
Mhm.
So by that, I force myself to say hi to people.
That's
And
fair.
it worked.
I get that. It's actually the mature, responsible thing to do. Like, it's way less awkward. Like, I've had people who I'm like only kind of know, and when they come up to me and be like, "Oh, hey, I know you from this and this. I'm so and so. Nice to meet you," and they like put out their hand, I'm like so impressed. I'm like swooning. I'm like, wow, that was so deftly handled, and there's like no awkwardness now. That is beautiful. How did you do that? You know, it's like
You
such
made
a
it sound
simple
like
thing.
it was so easy. You
Is
know,
that how I
So-
captured your heart?
Yeah, I know, and trust me, it's not easy. So don't go thinking that now. Yeah. Yeah, how does it feel to be on podcast? How do you feel about the podcast now, being a listener turned
No,
caster,
viewer
you know?
turned participant.
yeah, viewer turned participant. Guest?
It's interesting, you know.
Yeah.
There's some behind the scenes that go into the
Oh, yeah.
episodes.
Yeah. There's this. No one tells you how the sausage gets made.
I know, and in this case, you know, it's a beautiful process.
Yeah, it's.
You're too kind.
Hello, guys. Is my mic on? Can you hear me?
Oh, no.
Wait, sorry. Let me audio balance.
My iPhone.
Wait,
Oh,
testing.
my bike is dying.
My
It's
bike-
like 20 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had this mic since I was 6. It's crazy that it still works.
Family heirloom. This is my grandfather's
Yeah.
microphone.
And his grandfather before him. Yeah.
So you can appreciate the result without knowing like the trials and challenges that
Yeah.
go into it.
Yeah,
And
although
there are many of those.
oh yeah, it's trials and tribulations for sure.
As
Yeah.
as a great lawyer once said.
Yeah. Do you feel like it's easier to follow the podcast when you're like in the podcast, you know what I mean? Like do you things make more sense, or is it still just like craziness?
I think in the moment things make more sense.
Yeah.
but if you replay it back to me, you know, we could be bouncing like ping pong balls.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like sometimes I don't realize how quickly we talk. Like I need to learn like radio voice, you know what I mean? Guess not. See, that's a pause.
Just you, maybe.
No.
So,
That's a pause I
know
can
I'm a
cut
bit
out in
younger, but
post. I
what's
can
a
make
radio?
myself. What were you saying, Kazu?
I know I'm a bit younger, but like, what's a radio?
What's a God? Shut. Yeah. So you know, back before they had VHS, and tapes, you know, cassette tapes and Walkmans.
Yeah, I do think there's. I mean, it's something we mentioned before. But there's a big difference between doing this in person and doing this online.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I It's kind of funny you mention the radio thing though, because I feel like there's another hot take brewing that Luke is gonna be like, please stop talking soon. But like the older I get, the more I'm like age gaps in relationships. There's like just such a difference in experience. Like I feel like people like 5 years different from me. I'm like, we have like so little in common. Like we're living in different worlds.
I do think like technology advancing so quickly now has made that even more apparent.
I agree. I think
And
it's
there's less of like common cultural understanding because of how fragmented media is too.
that was
Um,
so succinctly and like eloquently put.
Bro, what the sigma are you talking about?
Yeah.
Look, when there were only like 10 channels on the TV, it was, everyone was watching the same thing. But,
Yeah.
now we've got YouTube, we've got TikTok, we've got Instagram, everyone's on different apps.
Yeah.
By generation, everyone's using different tech. It's
Dude.
it's easy to not have these similarities because of just being in a different digital world.
It's so true. I feel like I have recently like stopped watching a lot of like streamers. I've been way off Twitch. I haven't been on Twitter as much. I feel so much happier. I feel like pretty good about it. I don't know. I think it's like so many different like circles online, and a lot of times people are like mad in their own circle and they just like vent that rage out. And I feel like it's like
Oh,
just
yeah.
nice to like not see it as much.
No, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I want to uninstall Twitter.
You should,
'Cause
dude.
I
I
just open the app and it makes me sad.
I mean,
Dude.
it's already such a dog shit platform already right, at this point. Like,
dude, you can get on Blue Sky. This one will work for real.
yeah.
I don't know. I just think I need to think more about like where I'm getting my information from, because I used to listen to like news.
Wow.
But
And
I
now what do
don't
you do?
anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like if I'm not engaged in these platforms, where am I going to get my information? There's a lot of things I wouldn't know about or like be aware of if I wasn't on them, which is
Yeah.
weird because also because being there is miserable sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I only get my news from the most reliable source.
Yeah, we should hang out more podcast.
We should hang out more podcasts.
That's
Yeah.
my information
Although they
from
do
you.
keep talking about like right wing issues.
Talking. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder about like where their political leanings are, because they seem so like, I don't know, pro this or pro that.
Dude,
No.
it's a bunch of guys, so
Yeah.
manosphere.
It is very manosphere. It's like and it's like weird because one of them like tries to talk about women's issues, but he's like a guy. Every time he brings it up, the other guys are like, "Bro, what are you talking about?"
You're just
Being
a man,
silent.
bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's like,
man.
stop making the Barbie movie happen. No. But yeah.
Unironically though, like thinking back on like me listening to the news,
Yeah.
it's weird to think that I used to do that frequently. Like I would drive home from my job and I would listen to like BBC Nightly News because that was the thing that was on
That's
the radio at the
so
time.
beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like it's weird.
But yeah.
It's just weird.
But now I can like listen to a YouTube video instead
Yeah,
on my way
exactly.
back.
And maybe that's the problem.
I think it's part of it, dude. It's crazy. The older I get, the more I like hear about like countries trying to ban like certain technologies for like kids, and like, places being like limiting technology use. And I'm like, no, we don't need to do that. And I'm like, oh, maybe we should do that. Like, I don't know. I don't know how it messes your mind. Like, I feel like I just don't have the perspective, because it was such a different time, like when we were growing up, because I feel like that technology was still fairly early stage and wasn't nearly as invasive or predatory as it is today. So it's like, dude, they didn't have Roblox growing up when I was a kid. They didn't have like the same level of understanding of how to like hijack our brains.
I think it's like, sorry, go ahead, Kazu.
No. I was gonna say there was some crazy shit on the internet when we were growing up, though.
No.
Oh, I mean, I agree with that. I just
Yeah.
think there's definitely more of a monetary incentive to put out the crazy shit these days
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
compared to like but back then it was just because people were freaks, and they're doing it for the love of the game. But these days, you can make a buck off it, you know?
Yeah, that's
The
true.
passion isn't there anymore.
The passion isn't there. It's so corporate.
Exactly.
It's not the same. Like, oh, you click on a link and you like see someone getting like, I don't know, maimed or some terrible awful thing.
Yeah, and cartel beheading videos.
Cartel beheading video.
Yeah.
You,
Go back to live leaks.
CEOs getting
Yeah.
shot.
you guys
Oh, God.
remember? And this still might be a thing. I've just never gone on it. There was like this subreddit called Reddit 50/50.
Oh,
where,
yeah, I remember that.
Where it was like it's like supposed to be. There's a link, and it's like those jelly bean flavors where it's like either like, you know, orange or it's like diaper shit in your like jelly bean.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, cute cat video, or man getting arm crushed by a rock or something. Like, you know, it's like there's like it's a 50/50 what you get. And it's just such a weird thing that people were into.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
either way, you're yeah.
Yeah. I
Either
don't know,
way,
just
you're
made
on
me think of
Reddit.
that. Either way, you're on Reddit, which is where, by the way, where I get my news. Thank you very much. No. God, it's so awful.
It's all right. We're all informed consumers.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's why. That's. All right, I'm gonna stop before I turn us into our right wing normal selves. Dude,
And
can I?
today on the Joe Rogan podcast?
It literally.
The experience, excuse us.
Let me
Yeah.
just start also talking
Yeah.
about things I don't actually understand. I think that'll be really good.
Dude, speaking of
Thinking
things.
of-
Oh, no,
Go ahead,
you go.
Bill.
No, we're cut from the same cloth. We had the same idea. No, you go. I want to hear
I
what
was,
you
I
have
was
to
gonna
say.
say, speaking of media,
Yeah.
our film group recently had our premiere, I guess biannual premiere. We haven't done one of these in a bit.
Yeah.
We did a screening for some of the projects we've been shooting over the past
Yeah.
3 years now.
Yes.
And I always forget how cool it is to see stuff that you worked on like on the big screen
Yeah.
at an actual theater.
Like, imagine if they like premiered the Teva and Friends or We Should Hang Out More podcast. That would
Bro.
be crazy.
That'd be wild.
That sounds so bad.
It sounds terrible.
Yeah.
It would just be a screen of us.
250 people sitting in a room listening to
Yeah.
us talk for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Oh,
That'd
all
be
the episodes,
terrible.
by the way. All like just a full feature, like
Would be a marathon.
everything. That'd be so sick.
Yeah.
what's our total runtime, Teva? Do you know? Like between every ep we've done?
I could do the math. I think we've released at this point, like, we're close to 20 eps. So like an
Really?
hour and a
Yeah.
half ish each. Yeah, if you include Teva and Friends, right? Like
Yeah.
it's like close to 20, hour and a half each. I could do the math, but like what, 30 hours?
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh.
You could listen to us for a whole day straight.
I
I don't
really,
know.
You really miss our company that much.
I don't know why you'd want to do that. You could do that thing where it's like, you know, those like emotional validation like soundtrack things. I only know this because it's like a meme in anime sometimes where like characters will like put in headphones of just like attractive sounding people being like, you matter, you're valid, you have worth in the world, like that kind of stuff.
can do
It's
it.
just that. Yeah. I'm good. One of these days you're gonna do it. Like, like,
Wild.
you know,
That shit's threatening.
yeah, that could that could be us. That we could be that for someone.
I'm down for that.
Yeah. Dude, I was gonna say when you were transitioning. Speaking of things I don't know anything about, you never told me about the substance, Luke.
Oh yeah.
What is the substance?
The-
I've had people in Portland because I mentioned this to them, and they're just asking me. It's like, have you learned anything about the substance yet? Did Luke tell you what the substance is yet? I'm like, no, he hasn't.
Wait, I'm surprised your friends in Portland don't know what the substance is.
I think maybe they do. I don't. It was unclear to me based on the conversation, but they wanted. They're like, has Luke told you about it yet?
Wait.
It will change your life.
Can I stop you right there?
Yeah, stop me right
And
there.
Can someone catch me up on what this lore is?
Yeah. What's the lore, Luke?
What on the substance?
Yeah.
I-
This
I
is
don't
like 2-3 episodes ago. Luke was saying like he had to watch the substance. I have no. I'm just as lost as you are, Kazu. I have no idea
Also,
what the substance is.
I'm really surprised that y'all don't know what the substance is.
I feel like we're at like a cult
I'm
meeting
being
session,
gaslit.
and
I'm being
Luke is
gaslit.
cult leader. He's
Oh.
like, let me tell you about the substance, guys.
The substance is it's a It's a life-changing experience. I kind
Truly.
of count this year in two halves,
Mm.
one of which only being 3 months,
Yeah.
which is after the substance.
Yes.
Um,
PSE.
you know, you're not the only people who have had this experience with me talking about the substance with them and saying absolutely nothing. Because after I got out of seeing the substance, I texted my partner
Yeah.
and she was out of town, and I'm like, I texted her, God, what a movie, and I did not elaborate.
Dude.
This motherfucker.
This
Anyway,
guy.
the substance is have you heard of the oh god, I'm gonna botch the name. Have you heard of Portrait of Dorian Gray?
Yes, in the sense that the name Dorian Gray seems very familiar and like it's famous in some manner, but I don't know what.
Picture of Dorian Gray. I keep
Yeah.
saying Portrait of Dorian Gray.
You're just.
I'm
You're
also
just an
gonna
old soul.
botch the concept here. I think
Okay.
there's a beautiful, handsome man.
Mm-hmm. Much like
so
yourself.
beautiful, so stunning.
Yeah.
Well, not like myself.
So
Because
Oh.
he has a terrible secret.
Oh.
Just one. I have multiple.
Okay.
But he doesn't seem to age. He stays beautiful. And the reason because of this is because he has a cursed picture.
Oh.
And the picture grows old and decrepit and evil looking, reflecting his inner state, whereas he himself stays young and beautiful forever.
Oh, I like this concept. This is sick.
This is me talking about something I don't really know, because I should really read this book.
Yeah.
Or novella, but it's a similar concept in the substance.
Yeah.
It follows an aging actress and performer who starts to get self-conscious about her age and worth, being someone who's involved in like entertainment, and she meets someone who gives her a mysterious message on a piece of paper telling her about the substance. And he tells her that the substance changed his life. And essentially what the substance is that it's a substance.
Dude, no way.
When you take the substance, it makes another you.
Oh.
A perfect you.
Oh.
The you of the you that you wish you could be, the you of your dreams. But this comes at a steep cost, because you and the better you are one and the same.
What? Oh, what?
You are two halves of the same whole.
Oh.
And you must make sure that the other you stays healthy.
Okay.
And you have to split the time you have between you and the other you equally.
Oh.
Or else there will be problems. The balance needs to be maintained.
Ooh, consequences.
So basically, Substance is a body horror film.
Yeah.
On its, I don't know if it's like on its surface or at its core, but it is a body horror film, because after the main character, Elizabeth Sparkle, I think is her name.
Is this My Little Pony or?
No. Elizabeth Sparkle played by Demi Moore, I think.
Okay.
After she takes the substance, she literally births a new her, who is a younger her. And this new her goes on to have basically the career that Elizabeth wishes she could have, but because of her age and the industry that she's in, she cannot really reasonably achieve. But the balance begins to become a problem as the new her, whose name is Sue, begins to take more and more of Elizabeth's time, which causes problems.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too much into it, but there's body horror is like one of the big parts of this. You have to, the person who takes the substance has to basically remove cerebral spinal fluid from the other person who's asleep, because they're splitting the time.
Yeah.
So it's two bodies, two different consciousnesses,
Yeah.
but they're still essentially the same person. So in order to stabilize yourself while you're awake, you have to take a week's worth of cerebral spinal fluid from the sleeping you and
Yeah.
inject it once a day. But
Oh.
you have to switch back every 7 days to respect the balance.
Oh. That's
So this doesn't
Yeah.
happen, and
Ooh.
things start to get bad very
Yeah.
quickly.
No, this sounds
Um,
good. I like this concept.
I really enjoyed it, and it is possibly one of the most disgusting but also hilarious films that I have ever seen.
Interesting.
I
Hilarious.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to be okay with running with the absurdity of the situation
Yeah.
in order to fully enjoy it. Yeah, the last third of the movie was so fucked up, but also I thought very funny.
Dude, I kind of love that. Like, I really like media that takes something like very fucked up and does it in like, I don't know, an appreciable way, a way that's like, you know, well crafted, well constructed. I think the most famous example I know of is this visual novel called The Song of Saya. I don't know if anyone here knows it. If you did, someone would probably know. But it's essentially a visual novel where a man wakes up in a hospital and everything around him smells like putrid, rotting flesh. Everything he interacts with looks like a horrible, terrible, like gross Lovecraftian monster. Food tastes like disgusting. All his senses are like completely warped, except for one thing, which is this girl he sees named Saya. And she's like the only thing that he can see that looks and feels normal to him. Everything else is like this crazy, like horrific thing. And the visual novel kind of takes this idea of like, you know, what's wrong with this guy. It's quite short. It's like only a few hours to play through. Like what's wrong with him, what happened to him, and like his relationship with this being known as Saya. And I think this is like minor spoilers, but I think it's worth it for like the point. If anyone like really wants to play this like famous and old visual novel, like maybe skip ahead like just a few minutes. But essentially, you eventually learn that, you know, the reason he sees everything as like normal, as warped and grotesque, is because his senses are just messed up and they're inverted. So his relationship with this being Saya, you basically learn she is the only thing that is warped and grotesque, and because of that, he sees that as like normal. So he like develops a relationship with this like crazy, lonely, eldritch horror being because his senses are inverted, such that he's the only thing that he can appreciate is her. It's very fascinating and definitely very fucked up.
Right.
Yeah.
How old is this thing again?
It's like got to be over 10 years old. I could look up the can't.
First released December 2003.
Yeah, it's like 20
Oh,
plus
wow.
years old. It is very old. If people are like real like either anime fans or visual novel fans, it's by this guy named Gen Urobuchi, whose nickname in media is called the Butcher.
That is
Jeez.
what
So,
a hell of a nickname.
He's like a very famous writer, and he writes very very fucked up like narratives. Let's see, what are some famous ones that he's like done. Let's see, I think there's some in anime, like he did Psycho-Pass.
Okay.
Yeah, that's like a big one, I think, for me. But yeah, his nickname is literally like the Butcher. He did he did Madoka Magica, for context. like this guy has a reputation for like making things that are like not as disturbing on the surface and then are like very fucked up. I actually really like his work. So yeah, that's
Anyway,
yeah.
If you're not squeamish,
If you're not
you
squeamish,
should watch The Substance.
yeah, and read The Song of Sight. No, you should watch The Substance. It's probably far better and is not as aged. But yeah, I would love to try The Substance, Luke. A more perfect
It'll change
me?
your life.
Yeah, it'll change your life.
It's funny because this started a generational run of 2 movies I've seen in theaters. The first
Wow.
of which being Long Legs, second of which being The Substance. I just tend to watch these wild and fucked up films with one of my good new friends.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I also saw Wicked with him recently.
Oh.
Did you see Wicked, Teva?
I have not seen Wicked yet, but my partner has seen Wicked, and she will not. It's funny because she did not like Wicked at all, and then as she got more and more into it, she was like, she just kept telling me stuff about Wicked, and she just kept telling me about the lore, and she's like, no, you actually really like the lore. It's like really messed up and like blah blah blah, and just anytime something would come up, it's like, yeah, that's a popular thing to do, and then she'd be like, popular.
Oh,
You're gonna be.
Wait, so did
Yeah.
she watch the movie and not like it?
She watched the movie, and I think she generally enjoyed the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie more than I thought I would, but to be honest, I came in with very low expectations.
I think there is an element that kind of threw me off, which is it just felt like very like monetized in a sense based on like cast and everything, where I was like not as sure it would be like good. But I feel like most Wicked heads, at least from like discourse online, actually really like the movie as an adaptation of the musical. Like I think
Yeah.
most people are saying they did a pretty good job.
And they paid their dues. They
They
had the Broadway cast cameoing in it too,
Yeah, I heard about
which
that.
I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Um,
Did you watch Wicked, Kazu?
No, but my sister really loves Wicked, so
Oh.
I've heard about the musical, like the Broadway musical,
Yeah,
for a long time.
Have you heard about the lore?
The
Is
lore
there
is
more
fucked.
lore?
There's lore, dude. There's lore. Like not
I-
not like real world lore, but like the Wicked lore, like in universe.
I had no idea about what Wicked was about, and it was it was not what I thought it would be about.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, tell us what Wicked is about, Luke. What is Wicked about?
So for some reason, the animals in Oz are losing their ability to speak,
Yes.
and this is the grand core mystery at the center of Wicked. It's that is like actually what it's about, even though it's about the relationship between Glinda and Elphaba. The mystery is, why is this happening to the animals? And that's not even something that I knew about going into the movie.
Yeah.
So it came as a shock to me when it was suddenly like a focal
Yeah.
part of it.
I think as many like musical productions, Wicked is a very charming package story that is like maybe on the nose, maybe not, depending on your perspective, like also quite political and politically charged when you like examine the narrative structure, where it's like, why are only the animals losing the ability to talk? Who's really in charge of the system? How does the world of Oz work? And then you package that in with the like friendship dynamic between the good witch Glinda and the wicked witch Elphaba, and like it's actually got quite an interesting narrative to it, and it all came from, like, to my understanding, like it was kind of written post after Wizard of Oz, right? Like
Yeah.
it just, they kind of took the setting of Wizard of Oz and made this like very like grand overarching narrative based on that.
There are some bits in there that I thought were a little cringy.
Yeah.
They do the thing that some prequels do, where they're like, oh, this is why this is named this.
Yeah.
Or like, this minor decision is why this was the way it is. It's like, you know, the whole Han Solo movie.
I didn't watch it, but I believe you.
People took issue with a lot of the stuff that happens in the Han Solo movie, because there was like, oh, there's no way that that's actually the backstory to why he's named that.
Yeah.
But Wicked does a lot of the same things, and I feel like it's just a product of being as old as it is, that it's able to get away with it.
Yeah, I think it does a lot of that, but like people liked it, and now it's so old that it's like that's kind of just like the baseline lore. Like,
Yeah.
And like it's funny because Wizard of Oz, while being like huge back in the day, it's kind of like an aged idea now, right? Like it's kind of aged, I think.
You know, the movie has stood up pretty well
That's fair.
for how old the movie is.
Yeah.
There's a movie?
Yeah.
The Wizard of Oz?
The Wizard
Yeah.
of Oz?
Oh, I had no idea.
Really?
Wait, really? I am genuinely shocked, actually.
Wait, I thought it was a book.
It is a book originally. The Yellow Brick Road?
I don't know what the actual title of the book is.
No, it's I think it's
The
called The
book is
Wizard of
called
Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
But like, you know,
Okay.
Follow the Yellow Brick Road. I don't know. I feel like I was like seeing clips even when I was a child. Like it was a very famous film.
I'm the one who arrived.
Clearly famous enough for them to write a whole prequel about it, right?
Prequel fanfic thing about
Yeah.
it.
Is the prequel about the movie, or is the movie about the book?
The movie is based off the book. The prequel Wicked is also a book that was written after Wizard of Oz and is it a fanfic? Is it not by the same people? Like
I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
just saying fanfic and a
yeah. It is
Oh,
it is
you
a
know.
post-written prequel. So it was written after Wizard of Oz, but the events happened before most of the events in Wizard
It's
of Oz.
not written by the same guy.
It's not.
Okay.
That's
It's not.
fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was then turned into a Broadway musical,
Yes.
which has
Okay.
now been adapted to the silver screen.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. This is like my one take where it's so obviously like big names were cast for the roles of like Glinda and Elphaba. Certainly Ariana Grande is a name I knew.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, this is why we need Julie to listen to the episode. She'd be popping off.
Actually.
I will say, I think she did an amazing job as Glinda the Good Witch. Like, I listened to her and then the Broadway musical, like, recorded version on Spotify side by side. I'm like, you actually clearly really care about playing this character well, and you, like, match the intonation and sound of this character so well that I'm, like, genuinely impressed. Like, it's actually such a hard thing to do. And I think that's, like, a reason why some of the, like, you know, Broadway heads or Wicked fans, like, actually might like this movie. It's because, like, clearly there was some amount of thought and care put into making it an experience that, like, people who love the original Wicked would enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, I'd say it's wicked sick.
Uh-huh.
All right,
Leaving
next
that in,
topic.
are we leaving that in?
Yeah,
All right, next
come on.
topic. Moving on.
Mhm.
Get this guy out of here. Dude, it's really funny. I got a really funny text the other day, and it made me think about how, you know, the spam text game has evolved. You know what this text said to me? Yeah, normally
What?
they're like, "Oh, you have a package that like has an issue, please like click this link, whatever." "Oh, hello,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so and so."
Mhm.
This text just says, "Why didn't you go to the gym today?"
Whoa.
I think that was, you know how like Duolingo goes and like reminds you,
Yeah.
like, hey, go to your daily. I think that was just your gym, bro.
Dude, I don't know. This is not like a number that would be in this area. It's just a random number that says, "Why didn't you go to the gym today?"
So
No.
did you tell them why you weren't at the gym?
Dude,
where'd
do
you
I
go?
respond to them? Do I tell them? It's like, one, you know, it's been busy at work lately. I've got a lot going on.
Hey,
I don't
man.
really wanna get into
Like,
it, man.
do I get into it? Like, you know,
Can't believe this is how I found out I got ghosted.
Take this as an opportunity to trauma dump on them. It'll be
yeah. Did you change your area code, Kazu?
Got my burner phone.
Yeah, literally. I was like, this is so funny. And it's funny because like I go to the gym most days a week. Like I go like at least 3 or 4 times a week usually. Like I'm decent about it. You don't gotta
Was it a
shame
day
me.
You weren't there?
Let's see, what day of the week was this? I actually think it was a day I wasn't there.
Oh,
This was I got
that's
this
kind of spooky.
I got this text a few days ago. So I think I wasn't there. It's
You
just so
shouldn't
savage.
reply though.
I
You-
know.
You should never reply to spam text. Or
You
pick up
should
spam
never
calls.
reply. Half the time they're just trying to make sure your number is live so they can send more shit to it. It's just
Yeah.
just don't respond to it, you know. But the temptation is so there. It's like what if I get a funny conversation that I can share on the pod? You know?
Just
Do it-
content
do it
build,
for
these
the
content
pod.
build.
I am content build.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot more of those. Your UPS package could not be delivered messages.
Yeah.
And I'm
It's-
like, not
it's-
going to work on me, buddy.
It's so annoying. And this is really where, you know, we got to get political again because like back in my day it didn't used to be this way, you know? Like this is the problem with everything being over text. We need like a spam section for text. It's just you don't have that same filter, you know, like in good old fashioned email.
Genuinely, I kind of want to get a separate phone. Oh,
Or
I
like-
need a burner.
You need a burner, dude.
Yeah,
You're
Burner.
That's
Shit
what I
seems
did.
annoying, man.
That's
And now
true.
Trevor's not responding to my gym text.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a
Dude,
burner phone so I can text Teva about the gym.
literally, yeah. And be like, why are people spamming about this? Why are they shaming me? I get it, okay? I should be more fit. I should eat healthier, okay? Yeah.
Come to think of it, I got a call from
Call
county
from.
correctional
Yeah.
in like Las Vegas.
Oh.
And I was like,
What'd you
do I
do?
know anyone in jail in Las Vegas
Yes.
who'd be using their phone call on me?
That
I
would
had
be
to think about it.
that would be so sad if it's like, here's your one phone call, ask for help, and you misdial the number.
Dude, that would be so sad.
Just like, dude,
No,
this.
even sadder is they don't pick up.
Oh, that's true. It's like, damn, this person doesn't love you enough to.
Yeah, well, I didn't pick up.
Oh,
So
no.
I went through the, because you can hear on the voicemail what it's saying. It's like,
Oh no.
you have a collect call from, and then it was saying,
County
it was the
correctional.
whole like
Yeah.
classic inmate phone thing, like
No.
explaining everything, and so I literally went through and I googled the facility and I scrolled through and the
What?
inmate list to see if I recognized anyone. No one. So
That's
probably wrong
so.
number.
That's so sad.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, they wasted their call on you.
Yeah, I know.
They're just
Feels
trying
kind
to
of
make
bad.
a friend.
What?
Yeah, exactly. They were trying to ask me why I wasn't at the gym.
Dude, true.
The jail gym.
Yeah, why weren't you in the yard this morning?
Dude. No, where were you, man? I didn't see you.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. That's crazy that you didn't think to tell us about that, Luke. You never share anything with us anymore.
True.
It's like you hate us.
The best hours of my day are sucked up by working.
If that
living the
ain't
dream.
if that ain't
Technically,
yeah.
yeah. Technically, my contract is a 3/4 time employee, and some days I think about like, would it be worth it to take a pay hit and pay into all my benefits so that I can work less? And then the answer is invariably no, because man's got to eat over here.
Man's gotta eat. Dude,
Man's
how
gotta
are you,
eat.
how are you gonna have money to buy magic packs if you don't?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I think I'm probably, we drafted that cube,
Yeah.
which changed my brain chemistry in a few ways.
Yeah.
But I realized like I can still get that high of drafting
Yeah.
just with cube, and I never have to buy a set anymore.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you think
yes,
you're gonna do, buddy?
You've
No,
ruined
I don't
him.
know.
Don't you lie to
Maybe.
yourself. Don't lie to me,
Oh.
young man.
I just I don't think I've played a game of Commander in like 4 months.
Dude,
Ooh,
I'm
Like, what's the
so
point?
sad.
Really?
Yeah, well, maybe if when I'm home you want to play Commander, we could play Commander. I'm dying to play Commander over
Maybe,
here.
Maybe. All
It's
right.
like you hate me.
No,
I mean-
but like, okay.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed drafting the vintage cube.
Yeah.
Like if we didn't play for
Auntie.
Ante, I think maybe I would have enjoyed it a little
Yeah,
more.
if our decks didn't
but-
get disrupted after every game, that would have been a lot more fun for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never drafted Reanimator before, and it actually genuinely worked out super well for me.
Reanimator is my favorite archetype. I have to like hold myself to not just force it every time I play.
I didn't know you were a huge Reanimator fan.
That's news to me as well.
Well, because we
actually.
never draft vintage cube together.
This is true.
There's so many. Every set has some Golgari bullshit.
Oh, but it's
anyways.
bad there.
Yeah, it's not as focused and streamlined as casting Entomb Exhume on your fucking
So
big dude.
for light context, because I know we did the Magic episode, but we didn't really get into it. A cube draft is just, a set of cards that you draft together that doesn't change. The card pool is fixed, but you change how many cards out of you get random cards from the card pool of your cube, and then you draft that and you build the deck from there. Vintage cube is a special cube that has cards from basically all of Magic's history and has some of the most broken shit out there. So like literally Black Lotus, one of the most famous Magic cards ever, is in that cube. Banned cards, restricted cards that like Wizards of the Coast has said they will never print again are in that cube. And we proxied a
It's a great
version of it.
time.
And it's super fun. If you love like playing Magic and you're experienced, it's like a really cool test of skills. You get to play like really powerful broken shit. One of which is this archetype called Reanimator, which just means you're reanimating stuff
barely
from
even
the
know her.
graveyard. I see,
Yeah.
Eric. Which is just fun because you get to play like things that cost like 10 mana for like 2 mana. It's just very powerful.
If you're a Magic head who's never heard of Vintage Cube before, or never like seen gameplay of it, I'd recommend checking out Caleb Gannon on YouTube and watching his Vintage Cube drafts. That's how I actually learned a lot of the Vintage Cube
You're
stuff.
such a sweat.
Hashtag not an ad.
Hashtag not an ad.
Hashtag
Yeah.
not an ad.
We'll see if this works out next episode.
Oh, and then also the other way that drafting Vintage Cube changed my brain chemistry is I had a nightmare about draft.
No, dude.
No,
I literally
way.
had a
Doing
nightmare
that.
about draft.
What was the nightmare?
The nightmare was that we fucked up in drafting cards, and the card quantity among players was not correct.
Bro, that's not a nightmare. That's just every time we draft, bro.
Well, yeah, this is why I had the nightmare. But in the nightmare, we were on pack 1, pick 8. I had to keep getting up from the table to take care of random things.
Okay.
We realized we were pack 1, pick 8 because I think Riley counted and was like, I'm on pick 8 right now. And I had 4 cards, and someone across the table from me had 30 cards. And it turned out that he was just picking all of the cards he thought were cool from each pack and passing the rest.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
He completely messed
Genuinely
up the system.
woke up from that nightmare at 5:30 in the morning and texted the group chat, guys, I just had a draft nightmare.
Dude, they've traumatized you.
Making things even funnier is I don't know if one of my friends was replying, and I don't know if he realized it was like a genuine nightmare or if he thought it was a nightmare of an actual draft I had based on the way that he was responding.
Dude, he was like talking to you like, oh, I'm so sorry that happened. Anything I can do to help? How are you coping?
Basically, like stuff like that. It was so funny.
That is really funny.
Anyway, we should draft Vintage Cube again when you're back.
You're so funny. You enjoyed it so much, as opposed to Eric, who had like the complete opposite experience.
I got my deck completely just torn apart and asunder. I was so sad.
I felt so bad.
Every single thing that playing for ante means that you wager a card. This is a way that people don't play Magic anymore, which for obvious reasons. Basically, every game you wager the top card of your deck, and if you lose the game, your opponent gets that card. So if you've drafted a finely tuned deck where every single piece of your deck plays into your game plan, and there are several key pieces, once in a while you just lose the 1 in 40, and your star player gets sniped and taken away from you, and your opponent gets to keep the card.
So this happened to our good friend who I played against, and he basically had a very famous combo in Magic the Gathering, which is a Deceiver Exarch Kiki Jiki combo. This is a little too much for like just regular listeners, but just know it's an infinite combo. It involves like 2 cards. There are multiple ways to do it, and he basically had this combo in his deck. And if you get this combo out, you basically just win the game on the spot. And like in his second round, he literally anteed one of his only pieces of that combo, lost the game because if you ante the card, you can no longer play the card in your deck, and then his deck no longer functioned. It was so sick. It was so funny. It was like, oh, it's like, because the way the cube works, like there are multiple ways to implement this combo. It doesn't have to be 2 specific cards, but he had like, basically it's like, he had 1 card that had to be used and then 3 other cards that would combo with that 1 card. And he got the 1 card he needed, like, anteed. It was so bad. It was really...
We all got fucked by the ante to varying degrees.
It's just, you understand why people don't do that anymore. It's just not fun.
Yeah, Teva, did I tell you I had Library of Alexandria as my first ante, and I lost that game as a Reanimator deck?
That's so sad.
Yeah.
Shit was heartbreaking. I never got to play that card.
It's so good. Yeah, it's again, it's like literally such and it's Vintage Cube, right? So all the cards are sick. So every time you ante, you're like, what the hell? It's this amazing card that I no longer have access to. Oh no, my sports car. I feel like you would enjoy this, Kazu.
Dude, does it have the fundamentals? Does it have
It
the
does.
foundations of
It
draft?
does have
It
the
does. It
foundations.
does.
It has the foundation of like, do you understand Magic?
Just watch a couple Caleb Gannon videos,
Dude, stop,
and
you're
then maybe we'll be
so
sold on
funny.
it.
You're just
We'll think about it because part of draft is like there's no crazy interaction.
oh, they're crazy interactions for sure. But it's like, I don't know if you've ever played like or seen like modern Magic, like it plays a lot like that. It's kind of been fun to play 1v1 again because normally like I play Commander, which is like this crazy massive multiplayer board game, and like I think sometimes getting so lost in the sauce of Commander, you kind of forget how fun like just the base game of Magic is in like a 1v1 like format.
Yeah, it's kind of funny to call Vintage Cube the fundamentals.
It's
'Cause it's
really
kind of
not.
not,
It's really not.
but
We're just trying to
a
sell you
1v1
on
format.
it. It's...
I think there's some like small degree of studying beforehand for like knowing what to look out for, like the 2-card combos.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
Yeah.
look at like Kiki Jiki and be like, I know what this card does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be
I
like,
think
oh, funny name.
Funny name, Kiki Jiki.
I do think having watched all those videos helped my evaluation because there were some things I saw getting passed where I was like, I'm surprised people aren't valuing this card higher. Like Zealous Conscripts, that
Stop,
like
stop.
wheeled to me.
You're so funny. You're so funny. You do the classic thing every person at our drafts do at the
Yeah.
table,
Oh my
which is like,
God.
how did this wheel? Why is no one picking this? Oh my god, you guys are so dumb. Like,
We all know who that is as well.
oh, we
too.
all know who that is. Every
One
time.
person in particular.
Every single
time.
time.
To be fair, Eric did lose the game to me because of Zealous Conscripts from what arguably was a winning position on his end.
It's a good card. Don't get me wrong. It's a good
I
card.
also
I-
drew
It's a
like
good card.
ass. Like I
That's true.
flooded out twice in a row.
But you could have tutored for what you needed. We're getting way too into the weeds.
This is
This
the
Magic
problem.
episode part 2.
This is Magic episode
Yeah,
part 2. This is why we
honestly.
can't talk about Magic on pod. We just get so into it, you know?
We need to do what the Yard does, where they can't talk about League until they've passed the 1 hour mark.
Dude, this is also like super unrelatable, but I feel like I can't watch The Yard anymore after they've started talking about League of Legends. I have like trauma from that game. Like, I just don't want to hear about it. I think League of Legends is like a curse upon this world. And it's crazy to me that they started playing it at like fucking 27, 28. Like, why would you bring this into your life? You could do anything else. You could like go outside. You could go on a walk. You could play a different video game. It's just so soul sucking. I don't know, man.
You're right, like Dota instead.
I agree. I don't know how you play Dota.
Oh, true.
I don't know how you play Dota, which is like the predecessor to League, and is even more ass for you. Like,
No, I'm having fun. I
That's
like
fair.
the game.
you know,
Are
to each
you
their own.
having fun?
I'm having fun. I enjoy.
To each their own. I mean, I can't really judge. I just feel like I'm not in that phase in my life currently where I'm just too washed and old to play online competitive games.
Oh, I'm so with you. And
Yeah.
that's why we do single player games
is
on Video Game Book Club.
This is where Video Game Book Club comes in. I love games that are designed for me to win. Like, the game is built for you to be able to beat it.
I still think you guys should do PvE, like at least once.
Oh my
in Video
goodness.
Game Book Club.
Yeah, Luke was telling me, it's like, what if you guys did like a multiplayer like PvE game for Video Game Book Club where you like had to play together or something? And I was like, this is an interesting concept, but I don't know if it'll work like logistically. It's been hard enough to just set up a meeting, right, Kazu? Like,
Yeah, it's
I
fair.
think Teva, you illustrated this point one time to me. You were saying like the real monster in like D&D is
yes.
scheduling.
yes, the big bad of like Video Game Book Club or of a D&D session is scheduling things with people
We
at
can
like
barely get
Yeah.
once a month meetings. I
Yeah.
don't know how we'll find time to simultaneously play a game.
Yeah. I think it would be fun though. It's just, it's just adult things, right? Like, I think as I'm getting older and older, I'm like, dude, I kind of get it. You just gotta like live with the fact that you're not 22 anymore, and you just gotta do things like as an adult when your schedule allows it, and other people have their own schedules and their own lives, and it's like, I get it. I see this guy once a month. He's my best friend ever. Whatever. It's how it goes.
It sucks.
It does suck, but that's why I really value people who try to like fight that tide and are like make a deliberate effort to make time when you're like, oh, my friend's in town, like I should definitely see them, or like, man, I miss talking to this person, I should do a podcast with them once a month or something, you know, like those kind of people.
Aw.
Not you guys. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your other podcast.
Yeah, my other dude, it's so funny. Since we started like doing this podcasting thing, I've had so many friends just randomly be like, "When are we doing our podcast, Teva?" And I just have to like hold my tongue and be like, you know, but you have to be like entertaining.
Oh,
Damn. Yo.
Dude, no, I shouldn't say that. They're gonna listen to this and be sad. No,
It's not
just
me,
depends.
it's you.
It's not me, it's you. Yeah, no. It's just it depends. I'm actually so down to like do a podcast with any of my friends because again, and I've said this on pod before, I just like that it makes people like engaged and like feel like they have to like show up and be present, you know?
oh yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking you guys would just say nothing after that and just be like, mm-hmm. But no,
I mean, Teva, you got editorial control. You can
I
make
do
it
have
happen.
editorial
you
control.
can just put some blank space in that one.
Yeah, anytime I'm like, I'm
Like,
not
literally
funny.
the song from Taylor Swift.
Oh my
Yo.
god, stop. That's a deep cut at this
You
point.
know the whole meme, like you wouldn't last an hour in the asylum where they raised me.
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't realize that was a Taylor Swift line until
Oh.
someone pointed it out.
Oh, you did realize that?
I did not know.
That's
I
so
don't listen to
funny,
Taylor
but-
Swift.
It's from a relatively recent album, so like yeah, that is funny though. It's like it's the new version of like I'm not trapped in here with you, you're trapped in here with me.
Right.
It's like the
Are you a
modern day
Swiftie,
version.
Teva?
Dude, I don't know, man. I feel like I don't
Oh, that's a yes.
What's
if
the
you
deal-
don't know, if you don't know, it's a yes.
Dude, why do we always gotta label things, man? Why can't we just be? I'm just me, you know? So yeah, I'm probably like a soft Swiftie, I don't know.
Was she in your top 5 on your Spotify Wrapped?
Dude, she was.
She was.
There
She
it
was.
there it
She
is.
was.
All right, everyone. We gotta list our top 5.
Artists or
Yeah, let's do
Oh,
that.
actually that sounds super fun. Are y'all down? Do you have it saved?
Top 5 artists.
Do you have access to it on Spotify? Because I have mine.
I think I have mine. Well, I have it on my phone for sure.
Let's see.
Mine is saved. Mine I have an image saved because I did the basic thing where you get your Spotify Wrapped and then you send it to like people who are like, "Oh, tell me
Yeah.
about your Spotify Wrapped." So
Mhm.
I have that screenshot, but I actually think my top 5 is really funny for the context of this pod with Kazu here for reasons you'll find out
Oh,
soon.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, who wants to go first? Should we do guesses on who's on
Ooh.
people's
Ooh.
top 5s?
Ooh, we could do soft guesses, sure.
I mean, we already got one of yours, Teva.
Okay, I can go first because I have mine pulled up and ready. Any guess? So you know one is Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
I think you guys could get one of the other 5.
Vampire Weekend.
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah, Vampire Weekend is on there. The other ones I think will be harder. There's one that you could maybe get, but I don't think you will. It's something like you've heard me listen to before, Luke, but it's more of a deeper cut.
Uh,
They're like a boy
when you say
band.
it,
They're a boy band. Think horny,
NSYNC?
horny boy band. Think horny boy band.
horny boy band?
Yeah,
That's me.
they're
I
like
don't know.
they're like a year.
I'm trying to think what
All
horny
right.
boy
Okay.
band
No, I'll
could
just
be.
say the 1975.
Ah.
Oh.
see.
I wouldn't say they're a boy band.
Okay. What would you say they are?
A boy band is when all the boys in the band are singing.
Huh.
They're like
I've never
pop
thought.
rock.
I've never thought about it like that. Sure. In my mind, they're just a horny
They're a
boy
band
band.
of boys.
They're a band of
A band of
boys.
horny boys.
Okay, fair enough. I might have misled you there, but yeah, the 1975.
Okay.
An artist that I don't think any of you guys, Eric might know this artist, but their name is Millie. They
Oh
are
yes. I
okay. Yeah,
see.
Eric knows
Yeah.
Millie. They do a lot of they sing in like English, Japanese, and Chinese depending on the song. They do a lot of media for like if you're familiar with the anime like Goblin Slayer, they do the OPs for that. They just do a lot of They do a lot of work for like messed up media. I don't know. I think it's cool. And then the last artist, which I think is the one where it's funny Kazu's here, and I might mess up their name, is Andrew Prolau. Andrew Prolau.
Oh,
Yeah, okay,
Paulo.
you recognize this artist. Do you
Yeah.
know where this artist is from, Kazu?
Yes, I do. It
yeah.
is indeed from. He's the guy who made the soundtrack for one of our games we played in Video Game Book Club.
Yes. The
Outer
highest
Wilds.
rate, yes, Outer Wild. The highest rated Video Game Book Club game to date.
Oh.
Outer Wilds, which is a great game. I think you should, like, I don't know about you, Eric, because I know you don't like single player games as much. Luke, I think you would
That
really
has been
enjoy
on
this
my
game.
radar.
I
That
think you
has
should
been on my
both play this game. It is actually my top game of the year by far that I've played. It didn't come out this year, I don't think, but it's my top game of the year. You know, what I'll say to like try and sell it is it's a game that you can never replay because the fundamental progress you're trying to make in the game is gaining knowledge.
This sounds familiar.
I've probably tried to sell it to you before.
Hmm.
I'm gonna
Maybe I
keep
was
saying
in
it.
school and I was sick of gaining knowledge.
Yeah, but I think it's really like it is a gaming experience I don't think I've experienced with any other game that I've played, which was just a lot of fun. And like if you like a game like Minecraft where it's like very self-imposed and you get to decide how you progress and how you like, you know, complete the game, this is like a game for that. And it's really funny because I was watching like an Atrioc video about this and he made a very funny comment where like his whole chat was spamming, oh, 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10, whatever. And he's like, is this game really a 10 out of 10? Or is it like an 8 out of 10 with like great music? And he's like, it's kind of both. It's kind of both. It's like, I think I gave it a 9 for Video Game Book Club, but like I could see giving it a 10. It was really good in my opinion. But yeah, so that's my 5th most listened to artist because the soundtrack is that good. Yeah, it's like so iconic. Yeah, Kazu agrees. Yeah, so that's my
Kazu,
top
what
5.
are your top 5?
Yeah,
My top 5?
yeah, your Spotify Wrapped. Oh, should we do guesses?
Teva, you're gonna have to carry here.
Dude, I don't
know if Teva will know.
You're not a. I feel like Kazu's not. I feel like Kazu's a Radiohead. Is Sabrina Carpenter on there? Olivia
tell you
Rodrigo?
something.
Yeah.
All your guesses would be wrong because I don't have Spotify.
Oh, the
Because I
plot
listen
twist.
to the radio.
Dude,
is
did I say that out loud? Did I say you listen to the radio? Because I was like, I know
No.
Kazu's like a radio. He just listens to the radio in his car.
So inadvertently, like, if I had to guess, it would probably be like whatever's on the radio. So Sabrina Carpenter's on the radio a lot.
Yeah. Chapel Rowan probably could be in there. Just the big like pop artists.
They played Kendrick's song like a lot on the radio.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. Okay, so you don't have a spot. Kazu's even more removed from social media than I am. And I love that about him.
You know, the reason I don't have Spotify is because originally all the songs I liked were like video game soundtracks and they just were not available on Spotify. So I found other means to listen to them.
Totally, yeah. I get you. I was the same way in a sense. Like I used to be like an iTunes kid and I would like illegally get the MP3s and then put them on iTunes and I just listen on iTunes.
Shout out YouTube to MP3 converter.
Oh, the real one.
Hashtag not an ad.
Hashtag not an ad, carrying me through college. But nowadays it's like it's actually so much music is so accessible and like most video game soundtracks, if they're a big enough game, will be on Spotify. So it's like, all right. They made it easy. Again, this is like a political topic in itself because it's like one way to counter piracy is like making things more accessible and then people are willing to pay. Yeah, it's I don't know.
Well, we just got to make piracy more accessible.
Yeah, the viewers can chew on that one. I'm not going to get into it. Eric, do you want to tell us about your Spotify Wrapped?
I'm pretty sure Luke at least can guess some of my tops.
Yeah, Luke's going to have to carry here because I don't know what y'all listen to. What? What'd you guess?
Pumvifrit.
Yep.
What's
definitely one of those. Pumvifrit is a Thai artist who has very, very, very good music. Actually, they're the ones I saw over my birthday last year.
Oh, nice.
It was very good. He has a very adorable smile as well, too.
Young the Giant still on there?
Oh, still top.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, that would be one that I could have like guessed. I was like, maybe Young the Giant. Like,
And why didn't you guess it, Teva?
Luke is my carry. I'm a support. I'm like, oh, he's struggling. He's out of guesses. Like, oh, maybe I throw in the Young the Giant. Like.
I don't know the other three.
Let me see if I can guess anything. Do I have anything? I'm trying to look for a very specific artist that I know you listen to. I don't know if they'll be in your top though anymore.
Just to make sure, though, it is when you go to your profile in Spotify, right? And you just like a top artist this month, or
No,
me
it's
see.
Spotify.com/wrapped.
Okay.
And then it's the little screenshot you get from that.
Let me go through that real quick.
Yeah, because that's a more summary of like the year as a whole. But I feel like there's probably like overlap there. I'm really trying to find this artist that like Eric might have listened to like months ago. Yeah, I mean, I guess if Eric's like searching up his Wrapped, we can guess yours, Luke.
Yeah, Luke, what do you listen
Bro,
to?
Let's
my
see.
Spotify Wrapped this year was fucked.
Dude, is there
This shit made me laugh so hard.
Is
when
there-
I
I heard
found
this year
out.
also had a lot of incorrect things for people.
really?
This year was one of the weirdest years I've had for music. So I feel like I haven't listened to as much music as I used to.
Does it feel
Um,
accurate, like though your Spotify Wrapped?
It feels accurate, but it doesn't feel like true.
Doesn't feel like you. It's
It
not
doesn't
really
feel like
you.
me, yeah.
You're not you when you're hungry.
There's like 3 on here where I'm like, okay, sure.
Damn.
But the others I'm not so sure about.
Interesting.
And do you have any guesses? I feel like this is going to be probably tough, Teva. I don't know if you'd be able to get any of these.
I don't think my guess is if there's none that you're like, oh yeah, you have a chance. I probably have no chance because I feel like you listen to such a wide array of like artists that if it's not
Yeah.
like a big name, like a Vampire Weekend, a Young the Giant, I feel like there's other ones that I should be able to guess, but like I don't know.
This year was just kind of out there for me.
Interesting.
Is it Taylor
Eric,
Swift?
do you have any guess? Or are you
That would
still
be so
searching?
funny. It was
I
Taylor
really
Swift.
don't. It's been a while since I've actually indulged in your music. You know what? Remy Wolf.
Yeah, Remy Wolf is my number 5.
Oh,
She's great.
Okay, nice.
She's a vocalist with. Her voice is just so good, dude.
Mm.
And she's got some sick lyrics too.
Yeah, hold on. I'll link us a playlist that I
Yeah.
made.
Oh my God, Luke, on the first date? Wow.
I'll just put it in. Yeah, this is every Remy Wolf song that I recommend, I would
Oh.
say. Although some of these albums are worth a listen. Yeah, she's vocally very impressive. And yeah, I made this playlist for a couple of coworkers because they were asking about my rap. But yeah, her range is great. Her lyrics are unhinged sometimes in
Ooh.
such funny ways.
I like that.
Yeah, she's my number 5.
Okay.
Any other guesses? Or should I just read them off?
You might just want to read them off because I think I have zero chance of getting any of them. Kazu probably also has zero chance. Eric maybe, but I think you can just go.
All right, my number 4 is Kate Renata.
I don't even know who that is.
Is that like Frank Sinatra, but like?
No, he's a
Damn.
producer.
Oh.
Who does a lot of his stuff is like hip hop inspired.
Okay.
Lots of like cool beats.
Do you feel like you're like a
and he-
hip hop kind of guy?
I'll listen to it. I wouldn't
Okay.
say I'm a hip hop guy though. That doesn't
Okay.
seem accurate. For me
That's
to claim
fair.
that.
That's fair. Yeah.
3 is Good Kid. They're like a classic indie rock like vibe.
Damn. Just
Very
like your friend
clean
who got
sounding.
married. They're a good kid.
Yeah, they're a good kid.
Yeah.
Funny thing about them is they've never put out an actual album. It's just been EPs.
Okay.
Also, all their music is royalty free, which is sick.
Oh, nice.
Number
yeah.
2 is one of the only other things I think you guys could guess, which is Krungbin.
I think that's an Eric
Mhm.
guess. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That sound. What is Krungden?
Krungbin they're based in Texas.
Okay.
And they do like disco-y inspired like rock music.
Hmm.
I don't. It's kind of hard to.
They're like funk,
Nailed
disco funk,
down.
I would say. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
interesting.
it's hard to nail down their style. But yeah, I enjoy the vibes. They're very bass heavy, which is I think very cool.
Yeah.
And my number one artist this year,
Yeah.
I'm proud to say I'm a top 0.5% listener worldwide of Droop.
Ooh.
Troop.
Why does
Droop.
Oh, Droop. I thought you said troop. Like, wait, how do you say it again?
Droop.
With a P?
Yeah, hold on.
This is the first time I'm actually hearing about droop.
Dude, you
Why does it droop?
you gotta be you
scared.
gotta be trolling, bro.
I'm one of Droop's 471 monthly listeners.
Wait,
Um,
471?
My
That's
my top
crazy.
song this year was off of the release MK Ultra HD, and it's called Beyond Meat. And it's by Droop.
I think.
And I
Wait,
was
no, I
the
do
top
know about this.
0.005% listener of this track.
What the
Wild.
heck, man?
Yeah, no, this shit will make you feel like the most dangerous man at Whole Foods while doing your grocery shopping.
Oh my god, dude! Forget gym playlist. We need a Whole Foods shopping playlist.
Yeah, man.
It's just all Droop.
Yeah, this shit is so fucking funny.
That is hilarious.
I saw this pop up at my number one, and I'm like, yeah, this about sums up the year I've been having.
Droop.
Yeah.
Damn, that's pretty funny though. That is a niche. I feel like, I mean, I just feel like I'm so basic compared to y'all.
Teva, do you recognize Droop's picture?
No.
What is
Should
this
I?
picture?
What?
You took French class?
What?
Mm.
No. What is this thing?
You ever watch a little show called Télé Français?
No, I don't think so.
Ah, damn. Okay.
It's
This is that's the pineapple from Télé Français.
oh my god.
What
That pineapple has seen some shit.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Yes. man. Anyway,
That's
that's
funny.
my Spotify Wrapped.
No, that's sick.
Eric, let's circle back around. What are your
All
top
right.
five?
Okay, so you already know two of them.
Yeah.
The rest of these actually make a lot of sense. Nujabes,
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, classic.
Glass Animals,
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
and Prep.
Oh, yeah.
Which is funny because Prep was one of those where I just found it last year, and it's just all the kind of music that I really like typically. And the funniest part about it is one night I was just like laying in bed, and I was just listening to like music before going to sleep, and I look at the new release section, and apparently Pum Verfrit and Prep collabed on a song and released it in like that hour on Spotify.
Wait.
And I was like, that's sick.
what was the other group called?
Pum Verfrit?
Do you know what that means?
No, I don't remember.
It means
I
French
think-
fry. It's French for French fry. I'm pretty sure. Is it not?
Is
Or-
this misinformation, Teva again?
What is
This
it? What does
ball-
it mean? Is it not?
I
Am I wrong?
mean, he's Thai.
It's his actual name
Yeah.
in Thai.
Yeah, his Thai name is Vifrit Sitrip.
Oh, I think I misheard what you said. I heard in French, like, I can type it out. Yeah, that's what I heard.
That guy should go to France.
That's crazy. I was like, oh, dude. I thought it was so funny that you're like, oh yeah, and he collabed with this guy named French Fries, and I was like, damn, that's it. I'm sorry, I literally couldn't tell.
Oh god.
I was
No,
like,
yeah, so
it sounds French, but yeah.
those are my top five.
Nice.
I will say, when I actually looked at my hours played, what was your hours played? Or a minutes played?
God, let me
I
see.
don't have all that. I would have to check my phone, which might disconnect me from this call.
I had, yeah, no worries. I had like 27,000 minutes.
What's your guess as to where I was at, Teva?
40,000. I'm just guessing you're higher than me. So that's my guess.
You're a little higher.
A little higher, 50,000?
A little higher.
No,
You
I
had
can't-
like 110 or something?
no fucking way.
Yes.
What?
Oh.
What?
Dang, man.
Yeah.
Eric's always
Because
just has his music running.
it is true though, because I am always playing music in the lobby, so that's a large part as to why.
That's crazy.
You should play Droop in the lobby.
Is that lobby appropriate?
Wait, do you,
No.
when you say
Hmm.
play
It's
in the
not lobby
lobby,
appropriate.
when you say in the lobby, like, are you playing it to other people there?
Yeah. I get to choose my music, sort of. We're not supposed to, but I mean, common sense.
Wait. Can you repeat to me how many minutes you listen to Spotify?
108,000.
108,000. Do you want to guess how many minutes are in a year? I literally Googled this because I was like, that's a big number.
Oh boy.
Quick maths.
I'm just doing, I'll tell you so y'all don't have to look it up. There are 500,000 minutes in a year.
Oh my god.
So a fifth of your year, Spotify was like in your little year.
Yes, sir.
I'm just telling you things you wanted to hear.
Dang, man.
That's wild. And you like sleep for like a third of the year. So that's you're a real one, man.
We can do the math and find out how much time he spent on YouTube.
You just
That's true.
subtract
Probably
the
the other
rest.
chunk.
Yeah, you just subtract the
Yeah.
rest of it. Dude. I have a question for you. When you're at work, Eric, can you listen to music or is that generally a no-go?
No.
Right.
Listen to what sense, right? Like just putting my headphones in?
Yeah, like can you put in headphones?
No, definitely not.
That's what I figured, which is why I'm like, that makes this number even more impressive.
Because it's constantly playing, basically.
Yeah.
Like, I play to other people, right? So I basically get to listen to music all day
you
long.
live your life with a soundtrack.
Yeah,
You're
basically.
like the guy in the movie.
And you have to remember, I also commute, so that's also a big part of the music I listen to.
Sure, yeah, that tracks. But it's just like,
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah, that's wild, dude. You're a real one. I mean, to be fair, my number would probably be higher, but I listen to podcasts more, right? So if you sum
Mhm.
those numbers, my numbers would probably be close to you too.
Yeah, I could
Yeah.
totally see that being the case.
Yeah.
You guys have the Wrapped on the We Should Hang Out More podcast?
We should hang out more wrapped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
You guys get like stats for that?
like, I mean, we can look at every video and be like, which one has the most views? Which one has the most comments? Which one did
I know
I?
artists get a Wrapped, so we might get one too from the pod.
Oh, I'll look.
Whoa.
Maybe I do. I don't know. I feel like I ignored any of that, but that would be funny if they're like, you had 50 views on one very special episode. Just like, let's go.
Like, what if there's a
Yes.
Spotify audience that you're just like not aware of?
We get far more views on YouTube than on Spotify because I think most people just put the YouTube on in the background. And they sometimes people, I don't know if you could tell me if like putting in the images occasionally when we talk about something obtuse helps or not, but yeah, I think we get more views on YouTube than on Spotify. There's like we get like maybe 3 or 4 Spotify listens, I think.
I do appreciate the pictures, by the way, as
Yes.
a listener, as
Yeah.
an avid listener.
I try to give context. I know sometimes, we're just guys being guys, doing our thing. We get lost in the weeds sometimes. We try to make things understandable for our viewers.
We try.
Yeah. And part of trying is failing. So, here we are. Is there anything else you'd like to say to the people, Kazu, as a self-proclaimed number one We Should Hang Out More fan?
Yeah, in general, the people, it's all about connection. It's all about living the human experience.
So true.
And to do that, we should really hang out more.
Beautifully said. If I
Beautiful.
may just add to that, is Kazu said something very inspiring to me. He's a man of many talents, and so sometimes he will literally like, I hope it's okay that I share this. He will like host a piano recital where he's like practiced piano works. He does it generally biannually, like every 6 months. And at one of these concerts, he shared or recitals, he shared that like as he's gotten older, he's like it's really important to like you're only going to get one set of high school friends or one set of childhood friends, and it's really important to like make the effort and invest into those relationships Which is why I'm really sad that all the people who said they would help with this performance have bailed now. And then he proceeded to like do his recital.
Oh
But
my god! I thought you were gonna say anyway. Here's Wonderwall.
anyway, here's Wonderwall. Yeah, that would have
It
been
was
good too.
brutal. but,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh,
Kazu was
bro.
like, someone was gonna help me do the stretches we always do. Someone was gonna like sing in one of the songs. Someone was gonna play an instrument in one of the songs, and they all disappeared.
Damn.
So I played the biggest one. I was playing the theme from Super Smash Brothers Melee, right?
Yeah.
The opening theme.
Yeah, classic.
And there's a huge
Good.
vocal part where you just scream. The guy screams, Super Smash Brothers Melee.
Yeah.
I had one person that I was able to convince help out with that, and 3 other people bailed.
That
Yeah.
would have been so
Oh,
sick.
man.
It's so
Bro.
easy too. Like you did all the
I
hard work
agree.
for them.
You know what? Next time,
Yelling?
if you ever need someone to scream for you, we've got you.
Dude, we would
Yeah,
do it
there
for
we
you.
go.
Hit me up. I will yell so loud.
Mm.
I'll tap into that talent next
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, let us
I will
know.
yell so loud.
So funny. God. All right. Well, it's been a real experience, and I agree with you, Kazu. We really should hang out more.
Thank you for having me on the
Yeah,
pod.
thank you
It's
for coming on. You've been
Come
great.
on, Kazu.
It was fun.
Thank you for coming on. I love you.
Yes, we'll see each other soon.
I'm
Whether
sure
you
of
like
it.
or not.
That's so
I am
true.
100% sure of that.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, y'all.
All right.